Hi guys, John here from Optics Warehouse. So today we're going to be looking at the bench rests that are made by Protektor. So we've got two options here today. These are the only two that they make. You've got the bog standard one, and then you've got the Windage Adjustable one as well. So we're going to go through some features of these and also the bags to go with them. So I'm just going to pop this one slightly over there and bring this one in. So this is their standard non-adjustable for windage but height adjustable bench rest. Obviously, as you can see here, you've got 3 adjustments on the legs. Now when you screw these down, this will give you, instead of having a flat bottom, it gives you a nice spike on there. So if you're using it on a wooden bench or soft ground or anything that's slightly softer finish, you should be able to push that onto it just to get a nice secure bite. And obviously once you've got the height adjust that you want, spin that round, lock that one down, and that will stop it from moving. So that's that height set. So I'm just going to pop that one back down while we're talking about it so I don't damage the table with the spike. Okay, next part to mention on this, you've got your bump stop here at the front. So this is once you've got your rifle set up, you have these adjusted out, he says. Just flick out to there. So your bag will sit in between these ears here. So once they're sat in, wind them on, and then that clamps the bag in tight. Obviously moving back to this stop here, when you've got the rifle rested in here, you put the fore end of the stock up to that point. So that's adjustable on that bar. Once that's there, you know you're in the same place every time. The recoil, if you're using a rimfire or centre fire with this, will stop it from obviously moving the whole rest forward and the rifle forward with it, so you don't have to reset each time. Obviously with this one, as you can see, it is all quite heavy duty aluminium construction. You've got the clamps around here as well on the side. So if I lift that up there, once you put your front bag in there, if you undo these, most front bags, say on the Protektor series like this number 2 here, has these wings on it. So they will sit in and clamp under these bars. So obviously it keeps it very, very secure. You're not going to lose it and it's not going to move about while you're shooting. So with the other height adjustments on this model, you've got this locking bar here, which is done on the aluminium slide there. So that's your main post for adjustment. And then your fine adjustments once you're on the target is done via this adjustment here. So with this one, when you loosen that one off, that allows you to then adjust the height using this here. So as you spin that, it's done on a thread and that allows fine adjustment of the height of the rest. Obviously with the weight on there, as you turn that now, that will then drop down, giving you the height that you require. Once you're happy with everything, if you lock everything off, just spin them around there. This stand becomes very, very secure and it's not going to move under any recoil really. And even the base on it, you can't really get it to rock side to side on there. It's a very, very secure and heavyweight item. So I'm going to pop that one to one side. And then we're going to bring in the Windage Adjustable model. So this has all the basic features that we've just gone through on the previous. However, one part on here, you've got an added bubble level. So obviously that will be able to tell whether you're on where your bench rest is. That may not be dead flat. Once you've adjusted your feet, you can even that out until you are exactly happy with where you want it. Obviously with this one, as I said, it's the Windage Adjustable model. So that is done via this screw here. So it's done on 4 ball bearings and they've been cut into slots on there, dovetailed edge. So when you've got the rifle there, instead of having to reposition each time and try and move everything, you can adjust that and you can probably just about see that gap there getting larger and then closing over and then coming the other way. So it gives you a small amount of windage adjustability on there, but very, very fine movements. So rather than having to move the rifle, which is quite large, and then you're also upsetting how the rifle's sat in the bag, that allows you to move it without having to reposition each time. So that's a quick roundup of the 2 rests. Obviously, what are you going to use with the rests? So Protektor, depending on the rules of bench rest, you may have to use a flat bag like this. Obviously these are unfilled. Once you fill that, that gives no lateral support at all. It's only where the rifle sits on the top, which as far as I'm aware is a part of the rules for most bench rest competitions. So that would be sort of your most popular one to go for. Now if you do want something that gives support to the side of the rifle as well, that's when you go for something like this, which is the number 2. So obviously once that's filled up, you put the rifle in there. Once you put these side clamps onto the bag here, that can also clamp the rifle in. So as you can see, when you do that, it does close that gap slightly, which it will do even better once it's filled. Obviously, as I mentioned, you've got the strips there that clamp the bags on using these straps here. Or if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can tie it on using the lace that is provided with these bags. Obviously, next part, the rear of the rifle. How do you support that? Well, depending on the rules that you've got in, once again, in the bench press competition you're entering, or if you're just zeroing, you can use one of these models here. So these are a 13 here, which has got the hard base. So you haven't got to worry too much about what you fill it with and overfilling, making it domed and rocking around. It's got a nice solid base there. Once you fill that up, that is probably one of your better options for supporting the rear of the rifle without too much movement. Obviously, if you want something that's going to work on uneven ground, that's when you go for one of these. So this is a nice softer model. Obviously, it's just got one layer of leather on the bottom there. So whatever you fill it with, it will allow you to move it around, be it sand. You can really get some movement there and fill in any divots on, say if you're using it prone on the floor, that will sit on an uneven ground absolutely fine. The other one here, this is their more expensive model, and to be honest, it's a bit overkill for most people's use, but if you really want the best, then this is probably what you've got to look at. Obviously, really solid base there, nice and easy to carry with the handle, and with that base, obviously it eliminates all movement from that. Once you've got that filled with the sand or whatever media you require, that will give you a very solid base for the rear of the rifle. So that rounds up the Protektor series of rifle rests, and also we've gone through a few of the bags for you that are compatible with these. If you've got any more questions on how it could help you in zeroing your rifle or setting things up, or even for your bench rest competitions, please feel free to give us an email or give us a call. Thanks for watching.